Hello and welcome to Friday's bonus edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I'm on my laptop today, but hopefully we're going to be able to record a video in which I attempt to solve today's Times Cryptic crossword as part of our Masterclass series, which has been running for over a year. So hopefully the sound quality is okay. I have got my normal microphone. Now, what I forgot to do before I turned on the webcam is to check the snitch rating for today. So let's instead, we'll have a quick look at the leaderboard and I will... Okay, so I would guess this puzzle is probably slightly harder than usual without being monstrous. There are several names up here that are real. So Moan, John McCabe is real. Verlaine is Matthew Marcus, that's real. Jason James is real. Andy Fisher is real. And those times are sort of, I would have said perhaps, I don't know, 30 seconds longer than their average time. So slightly harder, but hopefully not absolutely terrifically monstrous. But with that, have I got, yes, I have. I'm just checking, I've got my dictionary. The dictionary is here. That is good. So let's get cracking and see how we do. So I'm just going to try and talk through my thought processes and explain, hopefully, how to do these. One across. Henry, tucked into piece of cake and currently hot toast. Okay, so let's. I don't know what this is. I've got an idea what it might be, but our first job, whenever we read any cryptic crossword clue, is to divide the clue into pieces. Now, one piece will be the straightforward definition of the answer, and the other piece will be the wordplay that tells you how to construct the answer. And almost always the straight definition will either be the start or the end of the clue. Now, when you have a name at the start of the clue, like Henry, it's very unlikely that that's the definition, especially as Henry is an SI unit. And also has, Henry could be Hal, I think, in crosswords as well. So let's look at the other side of the clue. Now, currently hot toast? No. There aren't words that mean that. Hot toast? Again, no. What about just toast? Now, toast, of course, if you read the clue, you'll be thinking about the thing you have for your breakfast. But if we just literally divide the clue after the word hot and just think about toast in isolation, what can toast be? Well, it could be what you have for your breakfast, but it can also be something that happens after dinner when somebody's speaking. They would propose a toast. And that makes me wonder whether this could be here, or something like that. I'm going to write it in and just see if that's justifiable. Henry tucked into piece of cake and currently hot. Not sure, actually. It might not be that, but I think it is going to be a toast, as in an after dinner event, as opposed to anything else. Let's see if one down does begin with H. Raphael, maybe. Raphael was a Ninja Turtle. I don't think that's going to make an appearance. Entertained by game, that's fixed. So again, well, what I want to do here is to put Raphael maybe could actually be an indication that we need to anagram the letters of Raphael. The same would be true if it said possibly. A possible arrangement of the letters of Raphael might be a different arrangement. So if that was true, we'd need a 3-letter game, wouldn't we? Not actually coming up with any particularly favourite examples there to mean something that's fixed. Don't know. Let's try 2 down. Problem generated by Iago's opening lines. Okay, well this one is slightly easier. And again, we've got to do exactly the same thing. We've got to divide the clue. Now, the slight tip here is there are going to be parts of the wordplay that are very clear. Iago's opening, to me, screams we have to take the opening letter of the word Iago. and that's going to give us an I. So, and also the word generated. Remember, these clues can often be read as mathematical equations. So we might have C equals A plus B, or A minus B equals C, something like that. And here, problem generated by. Well, generated by does the duty of an equals sign. So we need a 3-letter word for a problem, and that's going to be generated by, it's going to equal, IA goes opening, that's I, and lines. Well, what could that be? Well, lines in cryptic crosswords actually could be double L, believe it or not. Line, let's go to the, so which is basically reveal the answer, but if we go double L, there you go. It's a valid abbreviation of lines. I mean, it's a crazy thing, but it just is. It is what it is. So problem and ill, and ill could be described as a problem. So that is going to be correct. Now that puts pay to my ear here, doesn't it, for my toast? Chin chin. Oh, I like that. That could be a toast. Ah, chin chin. Sorry, I'm on my laptop, so the keyboard's all weird. Henry, tucked into piece of cake. A cinch. A cinch would be something very easy, a piece of cake. So Henry is H. And again, you can't just abbreviate anything. You have to, let's go here. If we go to H, we will find one of the things listed will be Henry. Henry, there we go, the SI unit. Is it inductance? Oh, I've got to check that now. Oh, I got it. It was inductance. I vaguely remember that from physics at school. Yeah, so we've got H tucked into cinch and currently hot. If something is currently hot, it's fashionable, it's in, and that's this last in here. So chin chin is right. Let's go back to this one then. Raphael maybe and tempo game. Well, okay. My thought here then is that the game could be chess. And the reason I quite like chess is that I could end, if I put something inside the word chess that ended in L, then this word one down could end in less, couldn't it? And if something's fixed, it's sort of changeless. Angel. Raphael is an angel. There you go. Changeless. Lovely. So Raphael maybe is an example of an angel. So we write angel. It's entertained by, so it's hosted by the word for the game, which is chess. And something that's fixed is changeless. Lovely. So let's go to 9 across. Daughter forsakes trifling romance for marriage. Okay. So again, let's try and read this clue as a mathematical equation. Daughter forsakes. Well, if you know, you might not know this, and there's no reason you should know this if you've never done cryptic crosswords before, but D is a valid abbreviation of daughter, so I'm watching a thrush jump around the garden. It's rather nice up there. Let's go to here. Let's go D, and we will find, I think this is from family trees that D can be daughter. Let's not, oh, I'm not actually seeing it there. Maybe it's a lowercase. There we go. D, daughter. So D needs to forsake a word for a trifling romance. Well, let's not worry too much about that. To equal, for here is being used as the equal sign for an 8-letter word that means marriage that begins with A blank L. Well, if you think of the word alliance, an alliance is a marriage, then if we take a D from the word alliance, we could, well, from the word dalliance, which is a trifling romance. Oh, my phone's buzzing. I better just check whether that's anything important. It's going to be WhatsApp, isn't it? And it is not. Oh, it's nonsense as usual. Isn't it ever thus? Now I've got tea all over my phone. Oh dear. Sorry, hang on. I have to deal with the teification of my phone. There we are. I've dealt with it. Anyway, let's go for 12 across. Beginning with G. He unexpectedly helped a parent aboard cargo train in motion. Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm quite surprised by how I'm going to have to split this clue up, though. Again, it's the same principle. We have to decide which side of the clue is the definition. Now, he or he unexpectedly, that doesn't sound like it could possibly be the definition, but I actually think it will be here, because if we look at the other side of the clue, cargo train in motion. Well, if letters are in motion, they're often anagrammed. So I think it's a 13-letter clue, so I think it's going to be an anagram of cargo train, that's 10 letters, with a parent aboard. So a parent is often ma or pa in cryptic crossword land. That A in the clue, oh, it's Good Samaritan. Sorry, I've just realised what the answer is. He unexpectedly helped is the definition. And so a parent, this A in the clue is necessary. Let's read the clue without the A and understand why it's necessary. He unexpectedly helped parent aboard cargo train in motion. It means exactly the same thing, doesn't it? As if the A is there. Now, cryptic crossword clues, especially good ones, and they will be good if they're in the Times, shouldn't have anything superfluous in them. So the fact that that A is there means it's necessary for the wordplay. So let's put the answer in, because I'm pretty sure it is Good Samaritan, and see how it works. So here in the clue we've got A, which is the A in after the word helped, parent, ma, in an anagram of cargo train. Oh, hang on. Why have I got an S then? No, I'm wrong. It's not Good Samaritan. Oh, no, it is. Oh, it's cleverer than I thought. I'm sorry. It's cleverer than I thought. I was sort of looking at the anagram fodder thinking that this just doesn't work. No, it does. So the parent, a ma, is aboard cargo goods and then train in motion. So it's not an anagram of cargo train, it's just an anagram of train. And that gives us the written at the end. Lovely. That's very clever. So 15 across, beginning with L. Abridged books. I'm going to stop reading there. Not because I've got the answer, I haven't. But words like abridged, again, when we're thinking about how we're going to divide the clue, where are we going to cut the clue between the wordplay and definition? Well, a word like abridged suggests a shortening, doesn't it? So that's much more likely to be wordplay. So I'm thinking, although actually the word amateurs, I'm thinking it's more likely that the definition is at the other end of this clue, but that might prove to be wrong. Abridged books containing article by unknown amateurs. I mean, I think amateurs is going to be the definition here. Books containing lit. If you know, chick lit, for example, would be an abbreviation of chick literature. So an abbreviation for books, I think, might be lit here. Containing article by unknown. Laity is the answer, isn't it? So this is interesting. This Y is interesting because it's being clued by the word unknown in the clue. And you may say, what on earth? Why is Y being clued by unknown? Well, it's because if you're a mathematician and you deal in the world of unknowns from an algebraic perspective, often you would use X and Y and perhaps Z to indicate something unknown in an equation. So an unknown is normally X, Y, or Z in cryptic crossword land. So how does it work? What we've got is lit around A, which is article. So again, in cryptic crossword lands, if you see the word article, it's normally talking about either the indefinite article, which could be a or an, I suppose, or the definite article, the. So look out for that. That comes up a lot. So let's try and get this one. In unsophisticated fashion, clothing from couturier equally foxy. As Okay, it's crassly or something, isn't it? Yeah. So very, very. I really like the wordplay in terms of what's being done here. So I think it's crassly. Whoops. Let's put that in. And let's think about why. So in unsophisticated fashion is the definition. The clothing from couturier is saying take the letters that clothe the word, the first letter and the last letter, they sort of provide the word with a coat. So we take that clothing, which is the C and the R. That's the C here and the R here. If something is equally foxy, it's as sly as something else, as sly as a fox. So that's how the wordplay is working then. And what's this one then? Working with assignment following pay cut. Pay cut is going to be the word income cut, isn't it? So if we cut the word income before its last letter, we get income, working, in, assignment. So it's going to be probably a 7-letter word. Oh, commission. An assignment is probably a mission. In commission. Oh, I suppose if something's in commission, it's in progress, isn't it? Yeah, I think working and in commission, they sound synonymous to me. I'm convinced. 13 down. He wanted more. Oliver Twist. Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. Surprising end, say, after finale of concerto on organ. Okay, well, finale of concerto is the last letter of the word concerto. That is the O of Oliver. An organ is talking about an organ of the body, so that gives liver. And a surprising end in a book is a twist. So Oliver Twist is the answer there. Let's try 17 across. Scottish writer Stevenson? Robert Louis Stevenson? I'm not sure. I think Robert Louis Stevenson is V in the middle rather than PH. Odd figure, boarding, time, back, numbers. Oh my goodness. Well, let's put Stevenson in and see if we can justify it. Odd figure. Hoarding time. Oh, an odd figure is the number 7. That is indeed an odd number. So odd figure. The clue is trying to refer to the fact that the Scottish writer might be an odd person, but odd figure is obviously, well, not obviously, but it is the number 7. Hoarding time, so that has T in the middle of it for time. Why is T time? V equals U plus AT, or Newton's equations justify that from physics, and the dictionary will support it as well. So we've got T in 7, and then back numbers. Well, NOS is an abbreviation of numbers. So if you turn that backwards, you get SON. So Stevenson is going to be the answer. And let's go for 20 across. Trip runners, poorer at running through French city. Trip runners. Tour organisers or something like that. Poorer at running. Tour operators. It's an anagram of something through tours, the French city. Okay, tour operators. So how does it work? Poorer at running. If words run, they flow. Imagine a river running. It would be flowing, wouldn't it? So it implies motion. And anything in cryptic crossword clues that implies motion, quite often it's an anagram. So poorer at is the anagram fodder there. So that's 8 letters of the 13 we need. And that runs through the French city of Tours. Tours. I am glued to the Tour de France at the moment, which is a different type of tour, but no less interesting from my perspective. Anyway, let's go on to 18 down. Like horse, equine. Tailless bovids in biennial event. Oh my goodness. Like horse. Oh, equinox then is a biennial. Yes, that's right. Okay, so we're very much helped here by having the E at the start. So if something is like a horse, it's equine. If that word is treated in a tailless way, we delete the final E. We add a bovid to that. An ox must be a bovid, not something I particularly knew, but it sounds right, doesn't it? And a biannual event, the spring and the autumn equinox is what's being referred to there. And we get an X in this one. You dictated right extension for original document, something text then. Right extension for original document. Well, I mean, the wordplay seems to be giving me text, but I don't think that's a word. U-R-T-E-X-T. You, if you dictated, is suggesting a homophone. So you sounds exactly like the letter U, which would be an U. It would be that. Then right can be abbreviated to that, and then ext can be abbreviated to that, and that would give text, but that's not a word I know. I mean, if we could justify a U at the end of this one, oh, hair of Isaac, could that be from the Bible? Esau. It is. Yeah, okay. So hair of Isaac Hayes auditioning covers is suggesting some reference to Isaac Hayes. But no, if we cut the clue after the word Isaac, Hayes auditioning covers the answer. And you can see spelt out, there's always one of these, or almost always one of these in every Times crossword. If you look in the word Hayes auditioning, spelt out E-S-A-U. And Esau from the Bible was not only very hirsute, if I remember rightly, but it obviously was a hair of Isaac. So that does suggest this is text. What? I mean, I would be very tempted to leave. I mean, I'm not going to get any more checking letters, actually, am I? You dictated right extension for original document, the text. I mean, I've heard of subtext, pretext. You dictated. What else could right be apart from arty? It can't be anything else. Am I going mad? I'm not going to change it, but I've got to look that up because that's there. It's in text, the earliest version of a text from which extant texts are deemed to be derived. An addition of a musical score showing only the composer's own original work and not altered by subsequent editorial revision. Oh, that's fascinating, and that's from the German, from original and text. Good grief! Wow. Okay, well, you learn something new every day, and that is true of the Times crossword. It doesn't matter how many years you've been doing these puzzles, you will find something you didn't know in every one of them. Let's try 22 across. Broadcaster, screens, current, news free of padding, skinny, if something's free of padding. It is, that is right. Okay, I understand the wordplay now. So skinny, if something's free of padding, it's skinny. How does the wordplay work? Well, the broadcaster is Sky. I don't know, does that travel in terms of, I mean, in Sky, we have Sky TV in the UK. I don't know if in the States it's called the same thing. But anyway, Sky is screening, so it's surrounding. Current, well, current is I often in cryptic crossword land, and that's from Ohm's law, V equals IR. So I there is current. And then news. Now this is a bit naughty. Some people think this is naughty because new is a valid abbreviation, or has a valid abbreviation, which is N. Let's check that out. Let's see if we can find it. New, there it is. But if we put in double N, you won't find news listed. So north-northeast is the closest you get. So the way we have to understand this clue is that we have news in the plural. So it's saying two words, new, and then new again, each of which can be abbreviated to N. Now, is that really what news means? I leave that as the comments. I think it's fine, but there are some people who really don't like that and think it's not fair. Now, we've done a reasonable job actually on the west side of the grid. However, I'm trying to see whether we've got any useful. We don't. Oh, actually, no. We have got an O in 7 down. Let's have a look at that. Milton's work. Oh, bobbins. I'm not going to remember what this is. I look to seize writers with love. It is something like eel pence something. For Homer or Milton's work. I look. See, I could be I. Look can often be low. So eel, that feels like a quite a likely start for a Latin work, doesn't it? And that seizes writers. Well, they could be pens. With love for Homer. So does that mean does that mean I need to know? I want to say March. So it would be brilliant if the clue combined The Simpsons with Milton's work, but it's not going to be that. I think it's going to be a classical word for love, like amour or something. Eel pence. And then low is going to be outside our pens. And our 4-letter word for love for Homer is probably not Bart. Okay, well if I get 16 across and 19 across, I'll have a good try at that, wouldn't I? I will have a good chance from a sort of crossword perspective, even if I don't know it. Let's try this one. Artist cheers rubbish noise made by rapper. Well, this becomes quite straightforward if you cut the clue in the right place. So, if we were to cut it after the word rubbish, artist cheers rubbish, and then the definition, noise made by rapper. Now, you've got to get out of your head, this isn't about Eminem or Dr. Dre. This is somebody who might rap at your door. And they would make the noise rat-a-tat. And then this breaks down as RA, which is very often used for the word artist, from Royal Academician, a member of the Royal Academy. Cheers, if you say cheers to someone, you're saying thank you. And if you abbreviate thank you, you might just say tar. And then rubbish is tat. So that explains all of that one. Let's try 5 across. Groups aboard, boats picked up, sail. Groups aboard. Boats picked up, sail. I don't have a clue what that one is, I have to say. Let's try 10 across instead. Retiring policemen's maintaining place without much upstairs. It sounds like stupid, doesn't it? Yeah, it probably is actually stupid. Because a retiring policeman's note the apostrophe S there. I think that is saying Detective Inspector apostrophe S, D-I-S. So that retires, so it returns, and it maintains, so it includes a word for place. If you place something somewhere, you put it there, P-U-T, and that gives the word stupid, which means without much upstairs, a bit dense. So let's try 8 down. Top children's toy to create current disturbance. Okay, well, I've seen variations of this clue many times before. A current disturbance is like a whirlpool or an eddy. And if you top something, you behead it. And if you behead a word for a children's toy, a teddy, then you can create the word Eddie. Now that's bad, because it's not really helped very much with my 5 across, has it? Cruise. That's it. That's nice. Okay. So it's not a reference to Tom Cruise. It's a reference to, well, it's a homophone actually. So groups aboard boats would be crews, C-R-E-W-S. But if we pick that up, picked up is being used to suggest we hear it. And cruise, C-R-E-W-S, sounds exactly the same as C-R-U-I-S-E, which means a sail. If you sail somewhere, you would cruise there. So that is what's going on with 5 across. We still haven't worked out, have we? Let's try 11 down. Consider cutting endless red tape oddly to be most important. I don't know what this is, but I think, again, if we think of this as a mathematical equation, the way I'm reading it is we need a word for consider, don't know how long it is, that's going to cut, so it's going to be inside endless red, that could be just R-E then, and then tape oddly could be the odd letters of the word tape, which are T and P. Oh no, it's more likely, actually, I've changed my mind, it's more likely to be take the phrase red tape and take that endlessly, that would give red tap. Treat that oddly, so anagram it, that would give us 6 letters of our 12 that we need. And the word we're looking for, to be, is being used, is doing the duty of the equal sign in our equation. So we need I think we probably need a 6-letter word for consider to enter an anagram of red tap. And the whole thing means most important. No, I was going to say transcendent. Or no, I'm not sure. My phone's buzzing again. I'm just going to check it's not a message I need to worry about. All right, let's try 16 across. Like a bad waiter's tip, I meant to revise. Well, impatient, I think. That's really nice. That's really nice. Okay, so again, the critical thing here is to cut it in the right place. And we need to cut it after the word waiters. So like a bad waiters is the definition. And that breaks down as like a bad waiter, which is the definition. And then the apostrophe S is doing the duty of the equal sign, because we're supposed to read this from a cryptic point of view as like a bad waiter in inverted commas. Apostrophe S is, so equals, tip I meant being revised, being anagrammed. So we need an anagram of tip I meant. So it's impatient, and it's not saying a bad waiter at a restaurant. It's saying somebody who waits badly, somebody who, say, queues badly, a waiter, literally somebody who waits. They would be impatient. I would be described as like a bad waiter. So let's try 14 down. Suffer anxiety, stress over correct pronunciation guide. Suffer, stress, anxiety over pronunciation guide. I don't know, I want that to be stress something, but I'm not sure. Right, let's try 19 across. Fine in case of bigger drug bust. Okay, so again, let's try and break the clue down. And when we do this, if there is anything indicating the positions of something, we can probably say in our minds that's wordplay rather than the definition. So let's read the start. Fine. Okay, that could be the definition, but it then says fine in case of. So I think that's saying we need either an abbreviation or a short synonym for the word fine, and we're going to put that in the case of the word bigger. Now, does the word bigger have a case? Yes. I mean, it has its casing letters would be its clothing letters, to borrow the phrasing from another clue. So the B and the R are the letters that case the word bigger. So now we know the other side of the clue is going to be the definition, and it's either going to be drug bust or just bust. And I mean that's short synonyms for drug in cryptic crossword land. Be aware, the drug E is very useful. Ecstasy, so because it has that abbreviation E. So actually what we need to do here is put, if you're fine, you're OK. So you put OK in BRE, and that gives broke. And if something is bust, it is broke, and that's OK. Eros would be a love for Homer then. Il penseroso. That means the thinking, the thinker or something. I think I quite like it. I mean, what could love for Homer be if it's E blank O blank? It must be Eros, mustn't it? Eros, of course, being the Greek god of love. So I think I would go for Il penseroso. Not fairly confidently. Let's try 19 down. Sang and wittered on with liberal in higher position. Okay, so I don't know what this is, but I do know that I think it's going to mean sang. And then we're going to have to think of a word which is going to be 7 letters, which is wittered on. And liberal can be abbreviated to L. So I think, and this in higher position, this is a down clue. So if you imagine we write a word for wittered on, top to bottom, and then we move the L up in the word, that is what I think we have to do. So sang, I keep thinking of balladed and things like that. That's not right. Wittered on, blathered. Then the L is already too high. Wittered on. I can't think of it. That's really bad. Sorry. All right, let's try 24 down. Friend of Winnie. Okay, well, this must be a reference to Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, runs round and round. So this is really interesting because there is a school of thought, and I think it does have some validity, which says if you're stuck on a cryptic crossword, do check out the final down clues. And I can say this for myself, when I write cryptic crossword clues, when I write crosswords, which I don't do very often anymore, but when I did write them, the way that you do that in terms of the mechanical process is you often have a piece of software that will sort of list the words, and it lists them in order, doesn't it? It lists the across clues and then the down clues. So when you're sort of doing it, you start with one across and you think you spend ages on one across because it's the first clue, and then you plod through, and by the time you get to the down clues, frankly what you want to do is finish. You just want the crossword to be finished. So if you really are stuck, maybe the final down clues would be the place where the constructor might have devoted slightly less effort. Might. And here, friend of Winnie's runs round and round. Well, runs can be R. Round and round. Anything round can be signalled by the letter O. Roo, of course, being kangaroo from Winnie the Pooh. Now let's go and check why I say O can be anything round. Let's go and look. O. There it says anything round or nearly so. So when it says round here, it literally is cluing the letter O. So we get roo. Now, stress test would fit. Suffer anxiety, stress. Overcorrect. Okay, it's going to be correct. I need a 4-letter word for correct. And the whole thing is going to be a pronunciation guide. Stress. Don't know actually. Well, okay, we're going to have to get some checking letters. Yogi. perhaps, follows American behind capital city. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's an interesting one from the perspective of trying to split the clue up. Because Yogi, perhaps. Yogi. Oh, it's not Yogi Bearer, is it? I'm wondering if it could be Canberra. American. Now, I'm not very good at American baseball references, and when I see Yogi, I'm thinking about somebody. I'm thinking of a Swami or a. Let's look up the word Swami just to show you I'm not going completely mad. Swami, isn't that a religious instructor, a Hindu religious instructor? So I think that's what a yogi is, isn't it? Or have I got my religions mixed up? Okay, yogi is a person who practices the yoga system, but it's a system of Hindu philosophy. So I think that's why I was thinking Swami. But anyway, I think Yogi Berra was an American baseball player, and I think that's why Yogi Bear was sort of a pun on that in the cartoon, but I could be wrong. And that's making me think, if we put, if it is Yogi Berra following American behind, well, Canberra. Is there behind in America? Is that your can? Is it your buttocks? I also am wondering whether it's Canberra. That's really bad. And then I'm wondering whether it's American AM. And then if C could be capital, then we could get Canberra. Oh, I don't know. You see, I think a can, in America, a can, that's not your behind, is it? Isn't that a toilet in America? I quite like Canberra, actually. I think it's Canberra. It's not Canberra, is it? Canberra. It's so weird that I don't know this. Because at one time in my life, I obviously did know. But I think of the city of Canberra so rarely that my mind is now playing tricks on me. I think Canberra, I prefer it. And then if C was capital, I think it could be. I think C in capital. C is an abbreviation for capital. So I think I would go for Canberra. So let's just, assuming I'm going for that, let's go and see whether C can indeed be capital. Oh dear, I don't like the look of this. Please. Oh, this is the big list. It's not there, is it? Oh, this is bad news bears. I'm not seeing it. This is bad. So that now suggests I think the answer is Canberra. Let's try, let's look up can. And does it have a reference to the American meaning? A container. Oh no, there you go. So it is Canberra. It's not Canberra, it's Canberra because it is buttocks. It's also a lavatory, but that's not even in American slang. It's just bobbins. I would have got that wrong, you know. But yeah, that's vicious. It's not vicious. It's totally fair. But today I have relearned how to spell what the capital city of Australia is, and it is Canberra with an N, not Canberra. Oh, I feel really silly now. Never mind. Let's go back to this one. What's this? Blabbed. Oh, blabbed. Babbled. Lovely. So I was thinking of wittered on. Well, no, I was thinking of sang, as in to sing. You know, to give voice to. But actually, it's not. It's using sang as in Told, as in grasped. And if you grasp, you blab. So babbled was wittering on with the L lifted. So we understood how the clue worked. We just didn't think of it in the right way. So let's try this one. Hold cake and hold bananas. Hold cake. Ah, okay. I don't know what this is yet, but bananas obviously could, if you go bananas, you go crazy. So I'm wondering if bananas is an anagram indicator. So cake and hold. If we anagram the word cake and the word hold, that would give us the 8-letter anagram fodder that we need. So the whole thing means hold, I think. The first word hold here. We have to anagram hold something, lock maybe. Oh, headlock. A headlock would be a hold in wrestling, wouldn't it? So, what's this, stress mark? If you correct something, you mark it, don't you? So stress mark would be a pronunciation guide. Okay, I quite like that. And then we've just got to figure out this one about the most important, the preponderate or something like that. Oh, if you consider something, you ponder it. So I like that. And what did we think it was? Red tap, didn't we? So actually, hang on, let's just be careful here. Oh, no, okay. All right. So what we are, endless red tape, oddly. So I've got the wrong construction again. I almost got it. I said it was red and then tape was being treated endlessly. It's actually endless red. That allows us to drop the D and the whole of the word tape. And that will give us the correct anagram fodder to create an actual word, preponderate, which is going to be, I think, correct. So with the slight ricket over Canberra, we have finished the puzzle. There's a lot of strange letters. So we've got a Q and X. There was a K down here. We got a J in there anywhere, or a Q. Oh, sorry, no, or a Z. No, so maybe it wasn't an attempt at a pangram, but it was a very nice puzzle indeed. Now it's not quite. Do I trust my laptop to last a bit longer? I think I will risk it and have a quick go at the Times Quick Cryptic for you. Although with this keyboard, who knows how this will go? But I will try and have fun. Right, so this is where I'm going to just sort of race, but maybe my keyboard will defeat me or my brain. Daily fare in legislature. Okay, that's diet, isn't it? President unexpected vote loser is Roosevelt, I think. Anagram. Escape from charge. Flee. Devoted fan of Aida Icon, possibly. Aficionado is an anagram as well. Italian river, right, left. Oh. The Po and then RT. False alibi event, sure to happen. Inevitable, surely. That's another anagram. There's loads of anagrams in this. Container receipt missing one parcel. I don't know if that's too long to think about. Fellow international player embracing a chap. Cap around H. Place of great beauty, old and new. Exotic welcoming king. Don't know. Unique, extremely open, lovely. So extreme letters gives that. Enthusiastic European person, strong, that is not heartless. Enthusiastic, it's going to be something like ebullient. That's more difficult, but it's right. Big meal, feast without its start. Okay, what's this? Igloo. This one, easy to manage. Docile, surely. Yeah. In the centre, gorgeous small sign, Gemini. That's my star sign. Ultimately, back of the game plan, the shrewd. Go keen. Those final letters. to some extent. Toddle is the answer there. That's a hidden. Through Virginia, coming via. What's this anecdote? Just from the letters we've got. Far away, remote. Something about MOT going on in there. Excitement of 60 minutes inside where money is kept. 60 minutes. Thrill. Money is kept in a till, isn't it? Cowardly cold flyer croaking. Oh, come on, Simon. Silly man. Cowardly. It's an anagram. I can't even do it. That's appalling. In the end, not finishing book at last without its end. Sullen mood, hours, not entirely. That's another hidden, which they obviously allowed double hidden in the quick cryptic. So, container, receipt missing, one parcel we oddly overlooked. Container, receptacle. Let's go for that without... Oh, I haven't looked at that one. Is that treatise then? Sorry, I don't know how I didn't see that one. Place of great beauty. Wonderland? It's quite a, probably is, isn't it? Wonderland. And then cold flyer croaking. Craven. A raven is a flyer who croaks. There you go. So, hopefully that's not wrong. Is it wrong? No. 6 out of the 109 people who've done it so far. So let's see. Okay. Well, Jason is Moan and Jason are touch typists and they're phenomenally fast. Matthew Marcus. You see, it's not very good, is it? It really isn't. It's just depressing, frankly. Goodness me. What an appalling performance. Anyway, sorry about that. I did try my best. And even with my normal keyboard, I wouldn't have eaten much into some of those times. 1:43 for a quick cryptic from John McCabe is quite simply frightening. But I hope you enjoyed it. Do let us know. We do enjoy the comments, the cryptic crossword content that we do every Friday. Both Mark and I really enjoy recording these, and we'd love to continue doing them. But the algorithm is so unkind to cryptic crosswords. It's very odd, actually, because I think that there's a huge audience who want to learn more about these puzzles, and the best way to learn, I think, is by watching videos. It's very difficult to learn this skill, art, whatever you want to call it, from books. It really is. That's very dry. It's a very dry way of doing it. Often people have family members or friends who teach them how to do it, but in the absence of that, well, maybe these videos have a role to play. Anyway, thank you very much for bearing with me. I hope the microphone did its job, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.